Good morning, student. My name is Shibam Mishra, and we are here to discuss the daily current affairs and newspaper analysis. So let's get started. Recently, there was a news of AI summit, which took place in New Delhi. AI summit. It was held in February, and approximately 88 countries and international organizations have signed and New Delhi Declaration on AI. This is about the development in AI sectors, which emphasize its democratization of AI technologies. AI Summit, which has been held annually since 2023, with previous editions like Bletchley Park, there was Seoul, the next one held in Paris, and now it took place in India, that is New Delhi. India's goal for summit, which included making AI accessible globally and focusing on global south and promoting safe and trusted AI. So I will be only talking about the whole articles and mentioning the keywords which can be through which we can recall whole articles or through which we can understand it. So I'll be only writing the global south like keywords where, like example, global south. So if it to make the article more relatable and to make it more comprehensible. So kindly forgive me for not writing the whole sentence, because if I do that, that will take a long that will make a long video series. So it will be difficult for us to see and watch and learn from that video if it becomes so long. So we'll try to cover it in very short and crisp, and so I'll be writing only the keywords related to it. Like India's goal for summit included making AI accessible globally, which focus the global south, and promoting safe AI and trusted AI. Safe and trusted AI. The summit aimed at position India as a hub for AI infrastructure and research, encouraging investments and adoptions in sectors like healthcare, agriculture, and education. So the application of artificial intelligence in India's infrastructure and research sectors, which helping in adoption in sectors like health, education, and agriculture, etc. So this has been an aim of India with related to AI sectors. The summit also attracted a 5 lakh visitors, surpassing the attendance of G20 summit, and secured 250 billion in investment commitments. India joined US-led PAC Silica. PAC Silica we have already covered in one of our video, that PAC Silica is like a initiatives of USA, where it helps in trade of critical minerals and software chips like GPUs and AI chips. So recently India has signed it. Earlier when we discussed about this article, it was to invite India as to join the PAC Silica, and now India has joined it, which concentrating the power in electronic manufacturing and critical minerals. So it is all about electronic manufacturing and critical mineral. So this is all about the PAC Silica, which recently India has joined it. India's first domestically trained multi-billion parameters LLM, that is large language models, which is a AI gen, which is trained on a huge amount of data to generate the necessary or generate the desired results. They were launched by the Sarvam AI, supported by India's AI mission. India's AI mission becomes an important information here because India is covering the AI whole segments, a promotion of AI and development of AI on through AI India AI missions. There was a summit which faced a logistical challenge, including traffic issues, exhibitor controversies, and India's Youth Congress members. This is kind of challenges we faced while hosting that summit. Reliance Industry committed 10 lakh crore to domestic AI, while Adani Group made a similar commitment, and Google detailed it 15 billion investments in AI projects. So it also helped the India in attracting investments from private fields. So these points also can be noted here. OpenAI partnered with Tata Group for data center capacity and advanced model provisions, while Anthropic collaborated with Infosys. So OpenAI is a company which is related to data and artificial intelligence development. They partner with the Tata Group, and Anthropic company which deals with artificial intelligence, they partner with Infosys. IOTA Data Service, which was announced $2 billion in data center infrastructure development in using NVIDIA GPUs. The New Delhi Declaration includes voluntarily commitment for democratic diffusion of AI. So these keywords become an important. Democratic diffusion of AI. A global AI impact commons and trusted AI commons. Other initiatives in declaration include International Network for AI, International Network for of Artificial Intelligence for Science Institution. So this was talked about International Network for AI for Science Institutions. Next article was about the National Green Tribunal, NGT. NGT is an important part of our polity section also. I don't know, there are some updates here in this thing and I don't know how to figure it out. So kindly forgive me for these things. NGT, which has approved the holistic development of Great Nicobar Islands project, which is estimated to cost 80,000 to 90,000 crore. This was in news that Andaman and Nicobar Island, that is ANITCO. This was a project to initiate or to develop the infrastructure projects in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, named at Andaman and Nicobar Island Integrated Development Corporation Limited, which includes the International Container Transshipment Terminal, that is ICTT, International Container Transshipment Terminals. The project covers 130 square kilometer of forest land, and that is why the case was held with the NGT, and recently they had provided an holistic approved the holistic development of these areas. But it has raised concern. The article talks about that the project is expected to generate over 1.28 lakh jobs by 2052, but has raised concerns over environmental impact on the Great Nicobar Island, which is a biodiversity hotspot of Sundaland. So the regulatory process began in May, which with stage 1 where it got a forest clearance, which was followed by a environmental and coastal regulation zone clearances, and then subsequent legal challenges which faced in 2022-23. It becomes and strategically important due to island's proximity to Malacca Strait. Because it is close to Malacca Strait, so development is necessary, considering it as strategically important for India, a critical international shipping lane, and a potential to enhance India's maritime economy and curb marine resource poaching. The project involves translocation of 16,150 coral colonies to suitable sites, as island coastal regulation zones prohibit the destruction of corals, and the area is home to species like leatherback sea turtle, Nicobar megapode, and saltwater crocodiles. Critics have also raised concerns about the destruction of nesting ground in Galathea Bay, which is potentially a violation of Coastal Regulation Zone 1A regulations, which is insufficient and environmental impact data and seismic risk in the region. The NGT also noted the project would not disturb or displace tribal population, including the Shompen and Nicobari tribe, which is a tribe of Nicobar, and their habitat rights would be protected under Article Forest Right Act 2007, which with NEDCO funding the Andaman and Nicobar tribal welfare development. The NGT upheld the environmental clearance citing finding from Geological Survey of India and National Center for Sustainable Coastal Management, that is a body under the Coastal Regulation Zone, National Center for Sustainable Coastal Management, which surveys about the destructions caused by the development around the coastal regions. It has finding shows us that there is no major coral reefs exist in those areas where the project has been to be implemented, and that is why sufficient for the environment impact assessments. With NGT's clearance, NEDCO and Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways are expected to proceed with the project and development. So one more information we can note it down from it, that is it is project under the Ministry of Port and Shipping of Waterways. So the next one is Kashmir wheat varieties, that is tackle crop cycle. Scientists at a Sher-e Kashmir University of Agriculture Science, that is SCUAST, the Agriculture University in Kashmir, have developed two new wheat varieties, Shalimar Wheat 4 and Shalimar Wheat 3, which address the issue of late maturity in wheat crops in Kashmir. Wheat is a rabi crop, mostly sown in winters. It required a low temperature while germination and high temperatures while it is ripening. So, which is sown in October, and it was harvested in early summer. But in Kashmir, farmer needs to vacate field by May-June to transplant paddy, making early maturity crucial for maintaining the rice-wheat rotations. So there was a problem with the Kashmir because the wheat they had to vacate the field by May-June to transplant the paddy crops. So it was a kind of time-taking process in our Kashmir regions. So that is why they come up with the new varieties which addresses the issue of late maturity. It takes less time to get mature. SW, that is Shalimar Wheat 4, matures by last week of May, and this is not a much anticipated informations which can be important for our examinations, but it's like a little informations which we can note it down for our examinations is like the wheat is a rabi crops, mainly grown in temperate regions or with the low temperature regions, and It required a high temperature while ripenings, and the SW3 was a biofortified with iron and zinc. Yellow rust is related to wheat, a fungal disease. So these things becomes important for us. Yellow rust, the question can be asked that yellow rust is a fungal disease related to which type of crop. So these information once read can last for a month or a year if we had came across by anyway. So try to figure out those things, those information, and let's get to the next topic. Honeywell is adding India's transition to green hydrogen by providing proven process technologies, advanced automation, and hydrogen-specific digital solution to enterprise and governments. Honeywell India, it is a subsidiary of Honeywell International with a market capitalization of $147 billion, which offer integrated software and technology-driven solutions across automation, aviation, and energy transition sector. Green hydrogen is emphasized as a critical for India's renewable energy, scaling industrial corridor development and school to become a global hub for green hydrogen productions. Honeywell's approach is technology agnostic and prioritize safety, leveraging operational excellences and complex industrial environment. In refining and petrochemicals, Honeywell's integrate electrolyzers into existing sites, improves hydrogen purity, and enhance safety system. This is all about the green hydrogen, which is can be used as a sustainable aviation fuel, help in developing a sustainable aviation fuel. They have its applications in fuel cells, and there's a company which is known as Honeywell, which is famous for producing the green hydrogens through electrolysis. So this article talks about that dealing with those companies, India may have edge, and there can be a technology sharing and cooperations where India's aim for producing like India has a national green hydrogen mission which aims to produce a 5 metric ton of green hydrogens by 2030. So India also have a mission to produce and green hydrogen, and these collaboration with these countries can help India to adapt the technologies. Next one is massive star upon exhausting their fuel typically undergo core collapse, leading to supernova. But some may experience failed supernova, where the star disappeared instead of exploding. This was a astronomical findings in which it was talking about that there was a reported evidence of a failed supernova in the Andromeda galaxy, which involving a supergiant star named M31. So there could be two things. If massive star runs out of their fuel, their core can collapse, leading to formation of supernova, or it may experience a failed supernova. That is, a star may disappear instead of getting exploded. This was a finding. The evidence suggests that stars core collapse fail to generate a powerful shock waves, causing most of the star material to fall back to the core, forming a black hole. So this is a finding through space. French President Emmanuel Macron has been advocating the European strategic autonomy, emphasizing reduced reliance on wait, I need to fix this, man. So this is about Emmanuel Macron, that is French president, who was talking about the European strategic autonomy. This was in news because of the Trump's actions on NATO. And on February, at a Munich Security Conference, Macron reiterated the need for Europe to become a geopolitical power. The Macron strategy includes deepening the European Union's single market, reducing dependency in critical sectors like AI and rare earth element minerals, and thus by European initiatives and enhancing military capabilities. The push for autonomy is driven by three geopolitical factors. There was a Russia-Ukraine war, there was a China's dominance, Russia-Ukraine war, China's dominance, and USA's uncertain policy. That is, recently the US has came with the trade restrictions even over to the NATO's countries and their allied countries. So that prompted the European Unions to have more collaborations, and that is what the Macron is talking about. There was a UK is progressing draft legislation to ratify the transfer of sovereignty over the Chagos Island to Mauritius. Chagos Islands, which was under the UK. So only we have to know this. Chagos Islands, which was held by earlier UK, they have passed it to transfer it to Mauritius. It was part of British Indian Ocean Territory. British Indian Ocean Territory means the territories which has been still there with the UK in Indian Ocean regions. Like these consist of 60 islands in 7 coral atolls, with Diego Garcia hosting a joint US-UK military base. It has been under the UK control since 1814 under the Treaty of Paris, and the UK retained control over the Chagos Islands with 3 million grant. And so Mauritius gained independence in 1968, and in 1971 the military facility was constructed in Diego Garcia, and Chagosian were relocated to Seychelles or Mauritius. In 2000, the Mauritius High Court ruled the removal of Chagosian illegal granting, and this was reversed by the House of Lords. The International Court of Justice issued non-binding advisory ruling declaring the decolonization process of Mauritius is illegal, and that is why UK is transferring these Chagos Islands to Mauritius. Next one is Bhutan Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay emphasized the need for ethics, regulation, and transparency. Ethics, regulation, transparency in AI sector. He was present at AI Summit, which was held in Delhi. He highlighted that AI industry is dominated by US and China, which accounts for 70%. And that is why AI must remain a tool for humans. Prime Minister Narendra Modi advocated for transparency in AI development, describing the need for a glass box approach rather than a black box approach. So, the PM Modi has emphasized that we need a glass box approach and not black box approach. So this should be approved and this should not be followed. The next one was the UN Health Minister JP Nadda, he has launched the indigenously manufactured tetanus and adult diphtheria, that is TD vaccine. It covers tetanus, diphtheria at Central Research Institute, Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh. The launch was a significant step towards safeguarding the India's national health security. India is also a national health mission. TD vaccine was introduced for supply under the Universal Immunization Program, which India is running, with supply 55 lakh doses of April 2026. India is recognized as a pharmacy of the world and is among the leading vaccine manufacturers globally. So one keyword is important, that India is considered as pharmacy of world. Historically, vaccine development timelines were long, but during COVID-19 pandemic, India developed 2 indigenous vaccines within 9 months and administered over 220 crore doses. The first government institution, that is CRI, is to manufacture vaccines under the Good Manufacturing Practices Standard and Modernization of Public Sector. The next one is Helen Keller emphasized the importance of optimism, defining it as a faith leading to achievement and confidence. Optimism is characterized by positive expectation for the future and is linked to better health and quality life. According to Tali Sharot, a neuroscientist, estimated that 80% of the humans are optimists, with most exhibiting mild optimism. Optimism is considered as an adaptive trait that enhances survival by encouraging efforts. Dispositional optimism, a general positive outlook, is effective in maintaining resilience and hope in adverse situations. There could be optimism bias, there could be rostra anterior cingulate cortex in the brain is active in optimism, helping encode positive possibilities. Revised life orientation test. And so these kind of things which has discussed in further word optimism. There was news where US Supreme Court has invalidated the President Trump's Liberation Day's tariff, ruling that he lacked authority under the International Emergency Economic Power Act to impose sweeping tariff. The administration proposed a new 10% across the board tariff under the section of Trade Act of 1974, thus requiring a congressional approval for continuation. The fiscal impact is significant as the US raised $195 billion in customs duties in fiscal year 2025, more than double the previous fiscal year, with a large share from post-April measures and refund claims for tariff collected between April 2025 and February 2026 may arise, hinging on the concept of liquidation of an entry. And most of the taxes has been paid by the Chinese goods, where 91.8 billion in custom duties has been paid by the Chinese. Exporters from European Unions, India, Vietnam, Japan and UK also paid higher amount who faced an higher effective duties in sectors like automotive, products, electronics and textiles. So this was all about the news of the day. Thank you so much for watching.